Urban Therapy with Sunsun 752. And this is your daily go getimism number 592 for May 17th, 2016. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about being at your lowest point. Lowest point in your life. Ooh. Being at your lowest point. That's a tough situation to be in. It's a bad position to be in. Well, it feels bad. But you know how it is when most things that are really, really bad, they can always get a little bit worse. No matter how good things are, they can always get a little bit better. So when you talk about the lowest point in your life, sometimes we have to disseminate between what's really our lowest point and what our feelings of our lowest point is. See, a lot of people think that when you are at your lowest point in your life, those are the times when a tragedy has struck for you. You know, people are at their lowest point when they're homeless, when they're broke, when they are lonely, abandoned, when they are strung out on drugs or some other type of addiction. When their life is basically out of control, that's when people feel like that they're at their lowest point in their lives. But it's different for different people, because some people can really be at those stages that I just described, and even worse, and they can even have them combined and still not feel like they're at their lowest point in their lives. You're normally at your lowest point in your life when you don't have any other options but to go up, because that really is the lowest part. And sometimes the lowest part in our lives really has more to do with this than anything else around. I mean, when you think about it, if you feel like you're at your lowest point because you are broke, maybe you lost your job, can't find a job, spent all your money, barely have enough money to be able to feed yourself, clothe yourself, you know, no roof over head, you're homeless, and that seems like the lowest point in your life. But if your head is still okay enough, for you to be able to keep fighting through it, then you're not at your lowest point, because you still have a little bit of fight in you. You still have a little fire left in you. You still are going to look for resources, utilizing your resources, finding a way. And although the point in your life may be pretty low, you may not be at the lowest point in your life, because normally, and this is just an opinion of mine, I believe that you are at your lowest point in your life when you don't feel like you can try. Like you basically sentence yourself to death without committing suicide. So it's like you just are letting anything happen to you. Like you're broke, you're not even trying to make no money. You're addicted to drugs, you're not even trying to help yourself. You're not trying to stop. You're heartbroken, you're not even trying to believe in love no more. Like you don't believe that you're capable of love, and you're not even going to look for it anymore. People feel like they're at their lowest point in their lives after a divorce, because maybe they've been married for a long time, and maybe their whole life was centered around their marriage. And something happens with that. And they just feel like, some people go into a depression that's so deep that they don't want to date, they don't want to talk to anybody, they don't want to do anything in the area of relationships. They have no trust, they have no love, they have no nothing. It's a tough situation. After somebody passes away, you know, a loved one that maybe you depended on, whether you depended on them for your financial support or emotional support, and they passed away, maybe they were all you felt like you had in your life. All you felt like you had, you know? That can make you really feel like you at your lowest point in your life. But everybody's lowest point in their lives is different. We're not all the same. So what I might feel is my lowest point in my life, I might feel like something physical puts me at my lowest point in my life. Money, no car, no real place to stay. Maybe I'm homeless, but not homeless on the street. But I don't have a house that I pay rent. I don't have a real, I'm at somebody else's mercy of whether I can stay with them or not. It can make people feel like they're at their lowest point. And maybe if I feel that way, those things are physical. Somebody else might look at their lowest point as being something emotional, mental. Like maybe I'm going through a depression so bad, and maybe a little bit of mental illness is kicked in. So maybe I'm a little schizophrenic too. And I know this. Well, I'm aware that something ain't right up here. But I refuse to get help. It's pretty low. Because it can be years of you being out there on the street before you ever get the help. And that might make you pretty low. Or I might feel like, you know what, nobody ever really loved me. Nobody ever really cared about me. And they let me be out here on the street. Because nobody cares. It's pretty low. It can make you feel pretty low. One thing about being at the lowest point in your life is that you gotta fight one last battle. Because you might win that. And you can't underestimate the power of getting a spark. A spark. You know, something that happens to you that gets you over the hump. That makes you say, you know what? I'm on my way back. It's going to take me a while to get back, but I'm on my way. I ain't going out like this. I ain't going to let myself die. I'm not going to allow myself to die physically. I'm going to let God handle that. Higher power. I'm not going to allow myself to die mentally. Like I got a little bit of my mind left, and I'm going to work it to death. I'm not going to allow myself to die spiritually. In other words, I know that there's a higher power out there, and I'm going to lean on them to give me the strength, maybe the universe, to give me the strength to just keep on fighting. Don't let myself, get caught out there in the gutter and just wither away. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to allow myself to just go out like that. Sorry I'm talking so slow, y'all. I got a lot of things on my mind, and I'm really trying to handle this topic. Being at the lowest point in your life, it's just like it's a crazy position to be in, because so many of us have felt like of course you've had a lowest point in your life, but the question that I have for y'all is, was it really the lowest point in your life, or was it just the point that you felt the lowest? Because if you don't really learn from an experience, there's a good chance that you'll experience that again. So maybe you felt like whatever happened to you or whatever you were going through was the lowest point in your life, but then you went through something else with somebody else, or something, you went through something that was way worse than this, and that became the lowest point. So, but you may have been, let me rewind that. You had an experience and you felt like that was the lowest point in your life, but you got past all of that. And then when that experience came to visit you again, you realized that you can get past this. So even though now is more severe, you're more built to be able to handle this one. So you be alright. Lowest point in your life, man, don't worry about it. It's going to be alright. It really is. If you get started on it. You're at the lowest point in your life when you are unwilling to fight. You just keep letting it happen to you, and it ain't got to be that way. Don't let it be that way. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, the lowest point in your life is when you are unable to fight or unwilling to fight anymore. So you have people out there who are paraplegic and quadriplegic, but they still fighting on. So they're still not at the lowest point in their lives because they're still fighting. If you still have that fight left in you, You can never be at your lowest point. You can just be low. But we all low in some kind of way because we all trying to get a little higher. Higher and higher. The Urban Therapy with Sun show is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, May 18th. And it's going to be fly. We got a fly little topic for y'all. And we're going to be talking about the differences between the way that men and women look at dating. So you know how women look at dating like it's a grueling experience for, well, a lot of women look at it that way. Not all of them. Where they look at dating as a really tricky experience that they would rather discontinue because they say it's so much craziness out here. You know what I mean? These men out here, they don't know what they want. They're playing games too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a wife. I'm trying to be wifey or something. I'm trying to eliminate this single tag from my Facebook account and have it in a relationship. That's what they want. Meanwhile, men barely ever use the word dating. They might say I'm messing with somebody. They might say I'm involved with somebody. They might say I'm, I go out on a date here and there, but they don't use the word dating. Like I'm currently dating. I'm currently dating such and such. So we're going to get into that tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting show. It's going to be hot to death. The Urban Therapy with Sun show. blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Call in number 347-677-1533. Make sure y'all check it out tomorrow night. Alright? And I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Don't be at your lowest point in your life. It ain't about all that. Alright?